Can the Denver Nuggets overcome a 3-1 deficit to beat the Lakers? My analysis next.
Trash talkers. Trash talkers. We're just smack talkers. Trash talkers.
Okay, trash talker. So the big news is Anthony Davis and his ankle. Will he be able to play tonight? Well, I've been Googling, texting, calling anybody I can contact to find out if Anthony Davis is going to play. And all signs is he's going to play in Game 5. So that's good news for the Lakers, but bad news for the Denver Nuggets. All right, so the question is, can they come back from a 3-1 deficit? Well, let's look at the starting lineups and see what we can decide from that. Okay, so the Lakers starters: LeBron, KCP at the guards versus Jamal Murray and Gary Harris. You got to go with the backcourt of the Lakers because LeBron is LeBron. Now, if Jamal Murray could start dropping 40 and 50 pieces, as Shaq would say, then all bets are off, and then the pendulum will swing toward the Denver Nuggets. But the way the Lakers play defense, I doubt that's going to happen. All right, so let's look at the forwards. Danny Green and Anthony Davis on a bad ankle versus Jeremy Grant and Paul Millsap. Big advantage for the Lakers. Unless Anthony Davis is hobbled. We'll have to wait and see. To tell you the truth, I am not impressed or thrilled with the way Danny Green is playing. He's been playing fairly good defense, but man, his shot has been off the whole series, and I fear that he may be washed up. On the flip side, for the Denver Nuggets, Paul Millsap, I'm kind of saying the same thing. I remember when he was with Atlanta, he was killing, especially my team, the Washington Wizards. He was pretty much the Wizard killer. Don't see a whole lot of production from Paul Millsap in this series. He may be washed up as well. Love Jeremy Grant. He's the son of Harvey Grant. Young guy can ball, so I'm really impressed with him. In fact, I think Denver needs to give that guy a bigger role, especially on offense, because that dude can play. So as far as the starters go, I'd give a slight edge to the Los Angeles Lakers. This is where the Lakers have a big advantage, though, if you look at their benches. Look who the Lakers can bring off the bench. Rondo, Caruso, Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and JaVale McGee, who used to be the starter before Dwight Howard took his place. Nuggets bench: Michael Porter Jr., Mason Plumlee. Oh, I forgot to actually talk about the center position as far as the starters. Dwight Howard versus Nikola Jokic. Advantage goes to Jokic. However, you've got to be impressed with the way Dwight Howard is playing against Jokic. Dwight has been in his head. Jokic had one real good game against Howard, but for the most part, Howard has done a good job of intimidating him. We forget that Dwight Howard may be a Hall of Famer. The first 10 years of his career, he was unbelievable. But because of the way the game has changed and the emphasis toward obtaining bigs that can shoot the three, Dwight Howard has kind of faded away from the limelight. But that dude can play. His last full season when he played with the Hornets, he averaged about 17 and 12, and that ain't chopped liver. How many teams would love to have their center average 17 and 12? So you're seeing the reemergence of Dwight Howard, and that's big for the Lakers. All right, so let's go back to talking about the bench. The Nuggets got a lot of young talent on their bench that they just need to develop. Look for them to develop that talent, including one of my picks to become a real good player, Bol Bol. That young man is tall. He's a little bit too thin at this point, but he's going to put on weight. But the guy is very skillful, and the guy can shoot like crazy. So look for him in the next couple years to develop. But right now, he's not playing, and the Nuggets bring only about 2 or 3 guys off the bench. And compared to the Laker bench, that's just not going to get it done. So big advantage for the Lakers. Okay, so the Lakers win if AD's ankle is relatively healthy, and the dynamic duo with LeBron are playing well and getting the job done. The Nuggets win if, like I alluded to, if Jokic can kind of shake being intimidated by Dwight Howard and he controls the game from the center position. As far as getting triple doubles and passing the ball around real well, finding people, and also getting his 20 and 10. So he needs to do that. Big key right here. The Nuggets need to neutralize Rajon Rondo, or affectionately known as playoff Rondo. When Rondo comes in the game off the bench, he is destroying the Nuggets with his IQ, with his passing, and with his defense. I didn't realize he was such a great defensive player, but I mean, he's stripping the ball away from Murray and creating havoc on the defensive end, and we know what he can do on offense. And Rondo has improved in shooting a whole lot too. So that was a huge pickup for the Lakers to get Rajon Rondo. And Rondo coming back off that injury was huge. So what is the X factor? I spoke about this briefly earlier in the video. Murray is playing well. Jamal Murray is playing well, but he has to play great like he did early in the playoffs. If he can start 20, 25 points a game, maybe 30, that's not good enough if the Nuggets have a chance to beat the Lakers in this series and come back from a 3-1 deficit. He has to start dropping 40 and 50 points like he did against Utah, like he did against the Clippers when he had a 42-point game in the 7th game. So, him and Jokic have to dominate out there, which is hard to do because on the other side there's LeBron and AD. But, that's what the Nuggets have to do to win this series. So obviously, so my prediction, the Denver Nuggets may win another game. They may win 2 games in this series. But my prediction, the Lakers will be going to the NBA Finals. But that's my opinion. What's yours? Hit me up in the comments and hit that like button so I can start getting a little bit more traffic. And as always, I'm going to ask you to hit the subscribe button so I can bring you and continue to bring you the best NBA analysis on the planet. Trash Talkers Blog, baby.
Trash Talkers.